Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Shrek Forever After. And this movie came out in 2010, and it's the fourth Shrek movie in this ongoing franchise. I will say this much: this movie was better than Shrek the Third by a mile, at least. Like, it was much more enjoyable. There were parts of it that I actually did like, and I like the idea of Shrek being a stressed out dad in this movie, and I thought the villain was more entertaining in this movie and was made clear and established pretty well. And the animation is much better than the previous three films, and I thought that was like a nice addition to this film, because obviously if it gets worse as it goes along, that's not a good thing. And I like the world building in this movie, like I normally do, except for the third movie, but all in all, I didn't really care for this movie that much, mostly because I simply just didn't really care about anything that was going on in this movie. It was kind of just the first movie, but done because Shrek wanted to live his life all over again. He gets manipulated into signing a deal with the villain, and yeah, that was fine, I guess, but it's a film that I think works a lot better on paper than in execution, because there's a lot of references to the first movie, and I just don't really feel as though they're really all that necessary. They're just kind of there to remind you, hey, the first movie exists and you really enjoyed the first movie. Remember this? And that was a bit irritating. And it did kind of feel a bit nostalgia bait in a lot of ways because of those moments. I also thought the comedy in this movie was pretty weak. I didn't really laugh all that much. I think I laughed a couple times, but that was about it. And all in all, I just didn't really feel much emotion while watching this movie. I was just passively watching it, and things were happening, scenes were happening, things were building, and that's about all I got out of it. And this is a movie that I just found to be really bland and forgettable. It's not bad, just bland. And to be honest, I can't really remember an entire scene in this movie. Like, in the first two films, I can remember scenes and moments that I loved, and parts that are going to stick with me. Not just because I've seen them before, but also on their own, they're great scenes. Whereas in this movie, sure, there are parts of scenes that I can remember, but it's mostly just like bits of it and not the entirety of the scene itself. Like, I remember things here and there. I remember characters doing things. I remember what the plot was, but the film as a whole just doesn't really stick with me, and it just needed something else. Like, you had something, but it didn't hit for me. It was like just missing something, and I'm not quite sure what that was. But I do think that was the biggest issue I had with this movie. It's missing something. Like, there's the core, this movie has all the elements it would need to be a movie. It has all the elements that it would need to be a good movie, but just there's something not holding it all together for me. And I think part of the reason why I was not all that invested is because the characters weren't all that strong, and also the story wasn't really hitting it home for me. And if the characters were stronger, maybe I would be with this movie more, or the story had more things going on in it that allowed me to get more invested in what was going on. Like, maybe that's it. I just needed a better story and better characters to keep me engaged, and better jokes. Like, I think that's a big one as well. And that's about all I have to say about Shrek Forever After. It was fine. I didn't regret watching it. It was not a painful experience. There were things that were not terrible, and it was a passable movie if you wanted to watch a conclusion to the Shrek movies. If you wanted the movie that Shrek the Third wasn't, I guess this would be it. But it's not great, and it's not like anything memorable in my opinion. Kind of disappointing, and doesn't really match up to the first two movies in terms of quality, if you ask me. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Shrek Forever After a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Shrek Forever After, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm skipping the first Puss in Boots because I was able to watch The Last Wish right before it left Netflix, so we're watching that one first. We're talking about that one first. And I'll get to the first Puss in Boots another time. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.